So this is a collective reading. I have a lot of messages that I don't know if they are in correlation with one another, but I'm not going to ask questions. I'm just going to go. I keep hearing, keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. Keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. I'm hearing healing, and oh, okay, so that's what I wanted to start with. So healing. I said earlier in my videos that I don't like to tell people to heal, because there's no such thing as someone telling you like, hey, you need to heal. It's like, yeah, you too. There's nothing that you need to heal. Like, think about it, right? If you think about something that you healed by yourself, how did you start? Do you know how you started? I don't think nobody knows how they start to heal anything. I feel like my true essence of healing starts when I'm not aware that I'm healing it. I just heal it naturally. Yeah. At least that's my perception, my perspective. Libra. Yeah, Libra. The Three of Swords fell off. You know, and this card came out in the pre-shuffle when I was contemplating, you know, this video. The Three of Swords came out, and it's interesting that it came out again. You know, because there is no sense of someone else telling you what you need to heal, right? I don't tell people to heal, ever. No one should actually be telling you to heal anything. They should be inspiring you for you to look within, for you to then identify a certain aspect of yourself that you may want to change, right? But oftentimes I feel like, you know, the change that you ultimately make is not something consciously that you are aware of. It's like a dream, right? You never know how you got in the dream, but you just got there, right? And it's the same thing with healing. You don't know how you got there. You just happened to heal it. I never, like, when I used to smoke cigarettes, I can't really tell you when I stopped smoking cigarettes. I just stopped. I don't know. That's just, you know, because it came out of a natural desire that, yes, I set in motion, but the ultimate goal, which took years later for me to finally stop smoking, I can't really tell you when it happened. Because there's nothing outside of yourself that can tell you otherwise. It's like peanuts, right? It's good for you. It's also vegan, but it can actually kill other people, right? Because they're allergic to it. Yeah. So it's like ironic, right? When people give advice according to their own sense of experiences, right? Like when somebody tells somebody like, oh yeah, like you need to heal that because I was in a relationship. It's like, yeah, you're giving me a biased opinion, right? According to an experience that you've experienced. And yes, experience does birth wisdom, but be mindful, right? Of people who are like, yeah, I've gone through a lot in my life and like, I know. Yeah, they're going to give you a very biased opinion, a very biased, you know, experience of information, advice, right? Just because somebody sees that as toxic, that doesn't mean that it's toxic for you, and vice versa. So that's one, healing. Another thing was money. I remember one time a few years ago, somebody asked me, do you think God gives you money? And I'm like, no, no, not at all. I don't believe that God gives you anything. I think God gives you the opportunity, right? The longevity, the health, right? The invention, right? The idea, the desire for you to attain a certain goal that can give you money, but I don't think God gives it to you at all. I think that God, or just any deity, to be quite honest. I'm not just talking about God. I'm just talking about the universe, whomever you observe as your deity. I don't think they give it to you. I think the more closer you get to your deity, right? I think the more I think the less material gains you have. I find that to be true. When I used to go to church, this is like over 14 years ago. I remember seeing people go to church and they just end up having a lot of financial problems. Sorry. Yeah. That's crazy. The Two of Wands. Organic. I asked somebody the other day, I'm like, hey, what do you think of the word organic? And this particular person told me, like, I don't know, good. And I'm like, yeah, but like, when you think about the word organic, like, what's the first thing that you think about? He was like, nature, health, you know, things that are good for you. And I'm like, okay. And then I was thinking, like, you know what else is organic? A lion, a gorilla, a grizzly bear, right? You know what happens if a human stands in front of them? Yeah. Not good, right? But it's organic. And then also I saw this video about bananas, right? And if you consume it in two different ways, your body reacts to it differently. For instance, like if you bite the banana, there's like enzymes in your mouth and your saliva that breaks down the sugar, starch really, of the banana. So it breaks it down properly before it hits your stomach for you to digest. And if you drink it, like in a smoothie, you actually gain weight because you're bypassing that process. And, that's, and I guess this is all in correlation maybe to the whole healing and the money situation, especially with Pluto being in Aquarius, it's not really about healing, and it's not about, having this toxicity around spirituality that we have to somehow or another always be like, it's like the Tower of Babylon, right? I believe in the Bible that they were just so obsessed getting to heaven, and God was like, whoa, ho, ho, zap, and then everybody like went off to different like groups because he changed like their communication styles. It's the same thing with like spirituality. Like, sometimes, being too spiritual and being too connected can actually be like a detriment to your own self of realization of who you are and what you were brought here to do, right? Not everyone is supposed to be a spiritualist, right? Or a devoted monk or a devoted witch, Not saying that they don't exist. I believe that they're very much needed, but not, I really do think that it's far in between. And I feel like a lot of people like aim for that constant, like, sense of like importance in the spiritual realm. And, the spiritual realm is just way bigger than the spiritual realm. Spirituality starts the moment you wake up, the moment you put in like the first food in your mouth, What's the first thing that you put in your mouth? Is it carbs, or is it something that's, digestibly, digestible? I don't know what that means. Digestibly digestible. I don't know. Like, because I think carbs is something that's heavy and it's, rather filling. But when I wake up in the morning, I like to put like a grapefruit, like any type of fruit, juices. Yeah, whenever I eat something heavy in the morning, I feel it. So the Two of Wands. Just let it go. It's not always like a healing process. It's enjoy your life, right? And have fun within the sense of, within spirituality, within the concept of what you consider to be spirituality. There's so much more to be discovered. And a lot of it's philosophy, It's not always, you know, some witch game out here and spell work. And actually, like, to be quite honest, like, even like black magic, yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. Yeah, I am. You know, I remember like growing up and hearing people like, yeah, somebody put a black magic spell on my family. And I'm like, I remember being like 11, 12 years old. And I remember in the car, I heard somebody say that in the car. I was in the passenger seat. And I'm looking out the window and this person's like, they put a black magic spell on my family. And I'm looking out the window. I'm like, no, you are. And I'm like 12 years old. I have no idea what the heck I'm saying. You know, a lot of the times, you know, you think people put a spell on you or black magic. 9 times out of 10, it's you. Speak life into your life. If you have a husband, speak life into your husband, right? Don't be like these girls that get married and then they turn around on a Sunday brunch afternoon with the girls with expensive mimosas and salads, talking smack behind their husband's back. Yeah. I've seen that. I've experienced that. I used to do that. It takes one to know one, right? Speak life, right? Speak life into your girlfriend's life, you know, or fiance or wife. Speak life into her life. Speak life into your children. It's like Hispanics, right? They're like, when you get older and you have your kids are going to do the same thing you did to me. Like, don't speak that into your kid's life. Don't do that. Don't speak that into their future. And then blame it on black magic. You're cursing your family. You're cursing your marriage. Yeah. So a lot of people out here wanting healing in their marriage and in their families, and they don't know how to come correct. And coming correct is not going to a witch doctor or to God or to Christ or to a priest or a pastor. It's, you know, you got to go home and speak life into your family. If you want to heal generational curses, you speak life. You give life and you speak life after you give life. And I'm just going to leave it there. I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. And please, I hope you guys have a good New Year. Bye.